Okay, remove these little clips. Everything went back together. You can see at this point we have a nice finished component here. I went ahead and put the caps on the end here. Keep it ready. I took the wand off because we're not going to need that anymore. Now we got to do a little bit of dismantling, but let me show you something before we do that. So you see all the strings here are rolling over top of these cams. You want to be really careful when you take this apart. You don't want to just start going crazy in here because you don't want to bend anything. But ultimately, we're going to have to take this rod out. The rod turns, and that causes the blinds to tilt. The section right here with these two strings is actually 4. This little mechanism is what causes the blinds to go up and down using the, like a spring mechanism in here. So we need to take the tilt section off. So we're going to just open this up a little bit. And you may have to clip a little bit of material out of here in case it's really, really tight. But the whole goal here, and of course doing it on camera, it's always trickier. We're gonna pop this section out. This is what allows the wand here to rotate this little metal piece here. We don't need that, so we'll carefully stow it over there. Now we wanna take this whole metal piece out. On one side, you'll see a little stopper to prevent it from sliding through. I'm gonna take that whole section out. Just be smooth. Don't twist the cams. Don't pop them out. And we got that out. All right. So we've got this kit. It's called the My Smart Blinds kit. Like I said, I picked up the blinds for about 30 bucks, 35 bucks at Menards. This kit I bought from the manufacturer. It was cheaper than Amazon, but you can get it on Amazon. I don't care if I'm not putting a link up because you can find it on your own. But basically what this is here's the motor. It's got a stepper motor in there. It's got some kind of lithium ion batteries. So they go on the end there. And then this section right here is going to be the replacement for our little wand. And we're gonna put that in there and it's gonna look really nice. Everything's gonna wire together. And then finally, we're going to throw on a solar charger panel. Now that, where I live up north during the winter, that's not going to be enough power. So you're going to want this available because this is a little micro USB where you're going to charge this battery every once in a while. And there's a Wi-Fi system with it so you can easily see. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in this motor. So this is actually going to be one of the trickier sections because we have to slide it in there. And these two little tracks, I'm going to put these two little cables here for the lift. I'm going to slide those underneath. So what I'll do is I'll open this up a little, get one corner underneath, try to get the string in the right place here. There you go. And then I'll just kind of muscle it in if I can. This is always sort of the tricky bit. There you go. So it helps to get one notch under, then get the other section, and then work your strings into the middle so that they're not impeded at all by this little motor. So I didn't point this out. I should have done that. You want the blue, gray, black connector on this side, and you want the white connector on this side. That's just so that the battery is on this side. That's what the white connector is. And then the gray is this little motor connector, and the black connector will end up being the solar panel. So, all right, now we're going to cut out a section because, of course, this will not fit in the existing hole that they had for the wand. So I'm going to show you how to cut that next here. Okay, so now we're going to be cutting this little section out. Obviously, it's the wrong size. What I'll usually do is I'll just kind of look at it, eyeball it, and I kind of realize I got to get a little bit wider, about that wide, probably about that far. And then on the face, I'm just going to come in with an angle. I'm using a round Dremel, so I'm trying to keep this to the minimum number of cuts. There's a little piece that's going to come off here. We'll pop that through, and then this will anchor it in position. And then we're going to put a little piece of paper up here, make it look pretty. Again, I'm wearing eye protection. Always wear eye protection when you're gonna do something like this. I've also put a couple paper towels down just because we're gonna get some little metal shavings. It's easier just to gather them up, so. All right. Get a better angle for this. Normally I'd go where the camera is, but make sure you see it. All right, here we go. All right, not my best work, but not too bad. Got this little piece gonna pop off. And we just expanded it out a little bit. Now, this is all gonna be underneath the valance, so you're not even gonna really see most of this, other than when you're plugging this thing in. So what we're gonna do here, just because this little piece is gonna be exposed on this open piece, I'm actually gonna take the manual, haven't read it yet. No, I'm just kidding, I have read it. And I'm gonna just cut a little piece of this nice shiny paper out that looks like it would hide my sticker portion. That's about right. Yeah, so take off this little 3M sticker. Again, nice kit, well put together. I'm just gonna put that sticker cover right there. And then we're gonna slide this around in here. Get it over this edge. Almost there. There we go. Push that down in there. Now again, you know, I got a couple little nicks there, but you know, no one's gonna notice that when they actually put the blind in because again, it's behind the valance. Put this little clip here, push that down, and now we have the automation portion in there. So we'll move on to wiring the rest. Okay, since we got this section in and it's ready to run here, before we do that, we're gonna run the section that we need to for the, I need the safety glasses. This is the solar panel, and it's just gonna stick on here. Luckily, it has plugs on both sides. I tend to run my plug on the same side as I'm running the cord dongle thingy, so we'll end up with the wires coming from the same side for the gray and the white wire here. Clear that up a little. So I'll push this in first. You gotta be real careful with these little pieces. You'll see there's actually a little tab right here. That's almost impossible to see on camera, but there's a little tab. It will only fit in one way. If you jam it the other way, you might break the pins. So now that's connected. Now we got to use the provided cleaning wipe. Nice job. Anti-static. Not that we need that, but all right. Clean that little section right up. Take a little expendable paper towel that we've already using for catching any grinding dust. Clean that off. And we're gonna stick on these little stickers. Now these are VHB 3M stickers. That's actually a very high quality sticker if you're gonna use it for, it's kind of almost industrial sort of system. You know, I've noticed this kit's pretty well made. The only problem I see with the kit, you know, it's not cheap, but it's a lot of components, so I get it. But the issue that I've had is if you let the batteries get drained down, usually around 30 or 40%, what you'll see is that the blinds will not open and close at the times that you've asked them to open and close. They'll kind of go into this little more chaotic pattern of just closing randomly every once in a while. All you got to do is just make sure your batteries stay charged, and particularly here in the Northeast in the winter, you just don't get enough sun off these solar panels. Plus, I got an old house, so the windows have a lot of a pretty deep sash and storm windows already built into them. So we're just not gonna, it's not Arizona, right? We're not in Arizona with big glass windows that are brand new. So you're gonna have to charge them. It seems like I get about a month or two of charge, and then I feel like I need to charge them again. I'm gonna just stick this on here, kind of center it, eyeball it, stick her down. Now we're ready to wire this section. So I've got this little wire. I'll just start with actually the black one here. This is the controller. Kind of get those little kinks out. Kind of straighten that. And you can just feed that. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure these are seated properly. These little guys will pop out every once in a while when you're doing this. You gotta make sure they're actually in position correctly. There we go. And you can tell they're, you know, when they're in position because they'll click in. There we go. So I'm just making sure these are seated so that we can easily, that's great. That's good. Again, you got to watch the rollers. You don't want to knock the rollers out. You don't want to cause the rollers to be in a weird spot. You know, get the actual cord wrapped around them. You just got to kind of be thoughtful. And we're going to feed these through. And then this is where it's awful nice to have a tool plug those in. There it is. Actually, I kind of screwed that up. I should have run the white one first. I'll run the white one real quick here. So, there we go. I love this little tool. I'll just give it a little shout out. It's made by CHP, made in Italy, and it's just like the mother of all tiny baby pliers. And it seems to work really well. I got this guy on Amazon, and it works great for this kind of a project. All right, so again, got to kind of be thoughtful on how you put this together. There's a little nubbins. You want to get that in the right spot when you push this in, because you don't want to break the wires. All right, got that one in. Comes this guy, same idea. Put that in there the way it's supposed to go. And again, you'll see this if you put this thing together. There's only one way it's designed to go. There's even a little slot to sort of help you get that right. And then I'm gonna pull the rest of this cord this direction, and we're gonna put the battery in. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to prevent a situation where the cords get tied up with any of these levers. You don't want that. That would be bad. All right, let's throw the battery in here. So here's your battery. It's easiest, there's an on-off switch. It's probably easiest to keep that switch towards the outside. So kind of like to do that. Bring this over. And I'll just feed this little guy through here. And let me just see which way we gotta go. Of course, I feed it backwards first time. This goes this direction. So we'll feed that guy through there. Same thing, just grab your little pliers. I decided to do a video on this just because I hadn't seen anything that actually kind of walked you through it and talked about this whole process. I will tell you, doing a video sucks. It takes so much longer just to do this thing for video than it does to actually do it when you're really doing it yourself. So now I was a little worried there wasn't going to be enough space. And it's tight, but there's a little space inside the actual bracket that holds the blind up. So I think we're going to luck out on this one. So we got everything connected. Then the company's really nice in their little packet. They include a lot of extra things that you might need. In this accessories kit, we're going to need two things. One I should have put in ahead of time, make my life easier. 3. So this little piece here, I'm gonna stick this, it's almost like a little clip. I'm gonna put it right about here. We're gonna use it kind of to grab all the extra cords. And then what we need is you need the correct sized adapter for the stepper motor. And this is a square rod, so we need the square tube, and it'll fit in perfect, and it will allow the thing to turn. So we'll pop it in now. Let's see if I can get that just in the right spot. There we go, it goes that way. Again, everything kind of has a direction and a position it needs to be in. Making sure everything looks good. All these are open and free and can turn. And I'm gonna throw these cords in here right quick. So I'll put that one in just there. Put this one in on top of it. It just makes it look nice. Plus, you want to make sure these cords can't get wrapped around something, because that would be bad. You want to make sure, it looks nice, but it's also part of the function. And this little piece for the solar panel is just going to wrap along the top. Everything's looking really good. Again, remember, there'll be a section that you can't put through the rollers. You need to put this section that doesn't have these little stops on it. Feed it through the rollers, just like we did before. Nice and smooth. Get to here, make sure you don't shove it through, because you'll just pop out that little adapter. Hit our last roller. There we go. And just push it in until you get to the stop. And then they give you this these little tubes. And I just put it on. It's just sort of a stopper. Make sure that there's no chance it starts backing its way back out. You don't want to put that on too tight. All right. It's looking pretty nice. Everything is in there. Everything's flush. I would check this to make sure all these little connection pieces are in correct. Everything looks ready to go. So now we'll just flip the switch on, and there should be light. And there's the light. Got the little blue lights for the LED blinking. And we're gonna go attach it via the app. Pretty easy app. You just, once you install it, it's self-explanatory. You create a room, you add it to the room, and we'll get that to work. So let's go check it out. Okay, here we are in the app. I'll show you guys how to add a room here. So we're just gonna call this bathroom. And we're gonna set up a new blind. Or set a new blind. And what we'll end up doing here, kind of show you here a little closer, is we're gonna pull this little cord that will get it to connect to the blind. Back here a little further. We'll just name this new blind, just say bathroom. Really original. All right, we're gonna calibrate it, and we'll just adjust the calibration. So this is what we want when the blind's in the forward closed position. You can see some of the strings are a little off. I'll adjust those in a minute. That looks pretty good. Bring this the other way. And that looks good. And then finally bring it to the neutral position, and that's a little off. So move it right about there. All right, finished with that. Now we can go to the bathroom here, and I'll just look at my previous schedule. This schedule, 7:20 a.m. they open, 6:10 they close. So I'll probably keep it pretty similar here. I'll probably change this one to a schedule that says something like, we'll just make it 8 a.m. They will open, and I messed that up, 8 a.m. And they'll just set up sun tracking. That just allows the app to, this little bottom section, sun tracking, allows it to follow the sun as it changes over the course of the year. And then we'll just change it to like 6:35, and we'll get it to close. And I got to do sun tracking on that too. And save that. And then this blind, we can pretty much close it now since it's nighttime. And we're good. Okay, we'll cut the valance next, and we'll work on that.